Hello, geeks and nerds. Welcome to Scruffy Tales. I'm Scruffy, and this is the Nerd Zone. And I'm a bit under the weather, but that won't stop me. I'm gonna make a video anyway. And I just wanted to address the fact that the canon that everyone is so upset about, especially when it comes to the Acolyte and Ki-Adi-Mundi and stuff like that, within Disney Star Wars era and all of that. The canon is irrelevant. I know, shocking. And if you are a true Star Wars fan, upholding the true legacy of George Lucas, I'm sorry, but the canon is irrelevant. And I'll explain why. And I figured I would explain it all by quoting the man himself, George Lucas, what he has to say about it all. So let's start off here. I don't read that stuff concerning legends and books and what have you. I haven't read any of the novels. I don't know anything about that world. That's a different world than my world. When I said other people could make their own Star Wars stories, we decided that, like Star Trek, we would have two universes, my universe and then this other one. They try to make their universe as consistent with mine as possible, but obviously they get enthusiastic and want to go off in other directions. And if we continue here with another quote, there are two worlds here, explained Lucas. There's my world, which is the movies, and then there's this other world that has been created, which I say is the parallel universe, the licensing world of the books, games, and comic books, right? So you have the world that the movies that George Lucas has made. That is what is Star Wars. And then he sold those rights to Disney, so now Disney makes stuff that is Star Wars, and everything else is parallel, an alternative universe. It is not canon linked with what goes on in the movies and TV shows, right? So it doesn't matter what happened in a book. It doesn't matter what something says on a web page somewhere. It's irrelevant because what matters is what we see and what we are told in the movies, in the live action movies, live action TV shows. Right? So we're gonna continue with a couple of other quotes. And here we have, and now there have been novels about the events after episode 6, which isn't at all what I would have done with it. The Star Wars story is really the tragedy of Darth Vader. That is the story. Once Vader dies, he doesn't come back to life, the Emperor doesn't get cloned, and Luke doesn't get married. The novels and comic books are other authors' interpretations of my creation. Sometimes I tell them what they can and can't do, but I just don't have the time to read them. They're not my vision of what Star Wars is. Those are another author's interpretation of what I've created, and not to be taken seriously as far as what is really going on in the Star Wars world. Right? So all the canon, all the lore, all the expanded universe legends and all of that is irrelevant, not to be taken seriously as far as what is really going on in the Star Wars world, because what is really going on is what we see in the live action movies made by George Lucas or made by Disney, and the same thing goes for live action TV shows. That is what is actual real canon, not the rest of it. And to finish it off, we have this. Oh, well, there was a war between the Jedi and the Sith. Well, that never happened. That's just made up by fans or somebody. What really happened is the Sith ruled the universe for a while, 2,000 years ago. Each Sith has an apprentice, but the problem was each Sith Lord got to be powerful. And the Sith Lords would try to kill each other because they all wanted to be the most powerful. So in the end, they killed each other off, and there wasn't anything left. Right, so it's quite clear that legends, lore, what have you, is relevant. What matters is what we see in the live action movies, what we see in the live action TV shows. That is the only real lore, the only real canon. And everything else, well, it's fun while it lasts until, at the moment, Disney changes things, because that's just how it is, and that is how George Lucas himself viewed it. Yes, he's made some comments that he's not overly fond of what Disney has done, sure, but Disney is, you know, they own the intellectual property of Star Wars, so what they are doing is the canon, and nothing else matters, as Metallica sang, and that was true when George Lucas did things as well. So, I mean, just give it a rest. Stop complaining about stupid shit like Ki-Adi-Mundi and other stuff like that. So yeah, enough of this. Seriously, I mean, this whole Ki-Adi-Mundi thing and people being upset with Disney not respecting the lore, it's stupid. I mean, oh, we are upholding the true legacy of George Lucas, and no, no, yeah, no. Yes, give it a rest. Anyway, end of the video. Hope I'll see you in the next one. May the force be with you. Bye.